Hey, Mark Oldman coming at you from beautiful Portola Valley, California, in the Alpine Inn. Check this out, kind of an iconoclastic roadhouse, one of, I think, the country's best beer gardens, but it's an iconoclast. Why? Because today we're going to talk about being iconoclastic in the best way with champagne, featuring one of these. Check this out. These are hard to find these days. So stay with me, and I'm going to tell you how to be an iconoclast in champagne. Come on. First, a lot of people drink big house champagnes. I do too. The Veuve Clicquot, the Moet and Chandon. But I say also mix it up with the mom and pop producers. These are the producers that are not only making champagne, but they actually grow their own grapes. So there's a lot of love in their champagne. For example, I got some Pierre Peters. This is a grower champagne. This is the category I'm talking about. And you see there's a tiny little RM on the label. It's hard to see, but when you see that little RM beginning the serial number, that means you have a grower champagne, a mom and pop champagne, an indie champagne, if you will. So I like to have grower champagnes. If you go to your local wine store, ask, hey, you know, I like the bigger champagnes, but can you recommend some grower champagnes? Usually they'll have a few, and usually they're really, really good and tasty, and sometimes even idiosyncratic in their taste. They change from year to year, which just makes for fun drinking, basically. Then, a lot of people associate champagne with caviar and birthdays and special occasions. I say, why not have one of life's great foods? That is French fries. These are Zott's crinkle-cut, nice and salty French fries. And guess what? The bubbly and champagne goes so well. The bubbly and the acidic nature of the champagne goes so well with the saltiness of French fries. A perfect match, but one that many people don't think of. Finally, how are you going to hold your champagne? Most people use a flute. Flutes are great. Flutes are traditional for keeping in the bubbles. There's not a lot of surface area there. In a previous Drink Bravely, I talked to the head of Dom Perignon, and he said he uses a regular glass, and I do that too. You get a better smell from the champagne, you get more surface area, more vapors release. Plus, for me, it saves having to use a special wine glass for the champagne. One other idea for using champagne, and it's out of vogue for housing your champagne, is to use the special glass made famous after Prohibition at places like the Stork Club, very glamorous glass. And this is actually the type of glass I'm into these days. And that is the saucer-shaped glass. They call it the Marie Antoinette glass because the legend is, at least, that it was shaped on her breast. And if that's not reason enough to use this glass, I think that there's, you know, a glamour to it, and the fact that it's hard to find now. I went all over New York City. No one had it. Bed Bath & Beyond. They didn't even know what I was talking about. I actually had to kind of give the shape and say the word saucer and talk about old-fashioned. Sometimes it's called the coupe glass, but it's totally cool. It's being a champagne iconoclast. And yeah, the downside is that the bubbles don't last as long, but when you have champagne like Pierre Peters, I think your mission is to make the champagne go really quickly. I'm Mark Oldman coming at you from Portola Valley, California, beautiful Portola Valley, and treating you to drink bravely and drink champagne iconoclastically. Poosh It.
Your Majesty.
How's it going, Marie?